Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Kaycook from the Morning Drive on AM 800 with Mike and Lisa. It's a pleasure to be here today to be your MCs for this amazing, amazing event and a well-deserved honor.
Yes, all right. And good morning. I'm Lisa Williams. Wonderful to see such a great turnout. We're really proud to be here on behalf of AM 800, CKLW, and Bell Media for the official unveiling of the Rosalie Trombley Commemorative Sculpture.
And what a great weekend for it. The rain has held off so far, so we're happy about that. Not only for that, but Open Streets Windsor, the big 8-kilometer edition is in full swing around us. If you've noticed on the streets trying to get down here and you're like, oh my God, the road's closed. Where am I going to go? That's because Open Streets Windsor is happening, and it's certainly a signature event in today's exciting lineup of events and activities.
So yes, we are here today to celebrate a Windsor entertainment icon and really true visionary who left an indelible mark on the airwaves through her work at the legendary Big 8, CKLW.
We have a number of speakers here with us today, and one of the speakers to start off this morning is a tireless champion of all that is Windsor and has to offer, and also a major promoter of all our heritage in this area and public art that helps tell our stories. Please welcome to the microphone to the podium Windsor Mayor Drew Dilkens.
Well, thank you very much, Michael. Let me make this Drew size here. There we go. Well, it is exciting to be here with all of you. Thanks, Mike. It's exciting to be here with all of you, and I'm joined this morning. I think we could have a city council meeting because I think every member of city council is here because, like myself, they are equally excited for this honor today and to unveil this wonderful statue. So I'm happy to be here with all of them. They help make it possible. We have members of Rosalie Trombley's family are here, who including Tim, Todd, and Diane, Patty France, and John Fairley from CKLW, formerly of CKLW, of St. Clair College, a major funding partner to see this project happen. They are here and good friends at the college. Always happy to have Donna Jean Mayne. Donna Jean is the artist, the sculptor. So proud of Donna and her work in our community. And when this statue is unveiled, you too will appreciate her fine work. And you know, you've seen others, and I'll talk about it in these remarks, some of the other things around town that Donna has created. It just really shares the history. And I'm so proud, like Mike said, so proud of our history and our heritage, all of our past. I'm certainly proud of where we are today, and when I look forward, I have said many times that I have never been more optimistic about the future of this community than I am today, and I stand by those comments, folks. We have some great things underway, and today's just another feather in the cap. But we also have someone here who is rock and roll legend. Man described as rock and roll royalty, in fact. A national treasure, a living legend, Canadian singer and songwriter Burton Cummings. I think they like you, Burton. I think they like you. Well, we love your music, too. Fantastic and talented Canadian. And sitting next to Burton for a few minutes before we started, he said, I wouldn't have missed this. I would not have missed this for the world. Because Rosalie Trombley is one of Windsor's most famous and influential women. She was the legendary music director of famed CKLW, the Big 8, a giant of the AM pop airwaves in the 1960s and 70s, a pioneer in music radio broadcasting. Rosalie was best known for her unique ability to discover songs that would later become smash hits. And this talent earned her the title of the Girl with the Golden Ear and made her one of the most influential individuals in radio history. She began her illustrious career as a receptionist and a switchboard operator at AM Top 40 radio station CKLW. She was quickly promoted to music librarian and then music director. In that role, she solidified her reputation as a legendary hit maker. Rosalie was the first to play many records at the Big 8, which was a highly influential station with a 50,000-watt, Michael, 50,000-watt blowtorch, I think is what you say, 50,000-watt transmitter heard over wide portions of Ontario and well into the U.S. Midwest. Once played here, other radio stations in North America and the world copied, skyrocketing the careers of many significant artists. Rosalie's selections for airplay are credited with jumpstarting the international success of countless artists, including the Guess Who, Gordon Lightfoot, and Alice Cooper, to name a few. Burton Cummings, our special guest today, once said, "I've had an unbelievable ride in show business, and really and truly, without Rosalie Trombley in those early days, I wouldn't be where I am today." Rosalie was the first woman awarded the Juno Walt Greyless Award for Special Achievement in 2016. In addition to other honors you'll hear about from our speakers today, she was also inducted to the Motor City Detroit Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So really it was exciting when Windsor artist Donna Jean Mayne came to my office to talk with me about her sculpture honoring this remarkable woman. Donna had used seed funding from the city's Arts, Culture, and Heritage Fund a few years back to complete conceptual drawings and a sculptural clay tribute before going on to complete the full sculpture of Rosalie that you'll see in a few minutes. Of course, Donna's work, as I mentioned, is known across the region and beyond. And from 1999 to 2010, she partnered with the city to lead a team of artists in the planning, creation, and installation of a series of large-scale public art projects comprising more than 40 mural sites. She operates fine sculpture and has received awards at international competitions. Donna is recognized and respected in the fine arts sector in our community and certainly well beyond our borders. And seeking to portray famed local women and their important stories, Donna recently created the Marianne Shadd Carey sculpture, which is on display over at the University of Windsor's downtown McDougall campus. And now, she brings us Rosalie. Donna completed this work of art in consultation with the Trombley family, and she had big dreams of seeing it on display in our community. Of course, as always, the biggest issue is how are we going to pay for this? So I reached out to our good friends at Clair College, always great partners, Patty France and John Fairley, who of course are both with us today, and I asked if they would help support this project. And the college, I think I've told the story, Patty, that when I talked to John, it was less than 15 minutes before he came back and said, Clair College is in for $70,000 to make this project happen. So thank you. Thank you for your support and contribution. So the next hurdle was to go to City Council. Can I get City Council to unlock money to make sure that we can get this project over the finish line? When we took it to City Council, folks, it was 100% support. It was unanimous at the City Council table because myself and our colleagues certainly support public art in the City of Windsor, and you have seen the installation of the Hiram Walker statue. You see Tecumseh and Brock. You see Herb Gray. You see a number of important figures on display in important locations throughout our city to tell the story, to share our history, to be proud of where we've come from and where we're going. And so all of these sculptures, Alton C. Parker as well, in one of the parks, beautiful, beautiful sculptures. And many of those pieces are also located along Riverside Drive. Key locations, fine display, prominent locations, just like Rosalie will be today. So before I turn things back over to Mike and Lisa, I want to thank some of the folks who are with us here today. Again, my colleagues on City Council, they have always supported the Public Art Endowment Fund that we have at the city. They support arts, culture, and heritage through a number of different programs at budget time. It all costs money, but I'll tell you, if Donna hadn't applied for that $5,000, I think, Donna, maybe $3,000 to come up with the conceptual drawings, we probably wouldn't be here today. And so they deserve some support, and I certainly appreciate every member of City Council for being attuned to public art and supporting public art in our community. And I want to give a special shout out to Councillors Gary Kashak and Councillor Jim Morrison, who really pushed this project from the council side to get it over the finish line. Thank you to Donna. Yeah, please. Thank you to Donna for conceiving the project. Thank you to Patty and John and the support of Clair College stepping up. Thank you to AM 800 CKLW and Bell Media for partnering with us on the interpretive panel that will also be displayed today. And I certainly appreciate Mike and Lisa, like you all do. I appreciate Mike and Lisa being with us here today because I get an opportunity to recognize them on 20 years of broadcasting together in the City of Windsor. We even got a couple dings back there. This is good. They love you. They love you too. They love you too. Also, I want to thank the team at Visible who created the interpretive panel, the team at Twist Studio who created the corresponding commemorative website, Chris Reno, and the team at HCA Mindbox for their work on the Rosalie exhibition that opens later today at the Chimchuk Museum. Thanks to the Open Streets Windsor sponsors, including Motor City Community Credit Union and all of the city staff who've been working behind the scenes to make this ready today. And of course, I want to thank A big thanks to Tim Trombley and to his siblings, Todd and Diane Lauzon, and all the loved ones here with us today, including our very special guest, Burton Cummings, for making his way. I think you were in London last night, sir, so he made his way from London just to be here for this event, and then he has to leave to go back. This is a proud moment for Windsor. This is a proud moment for Windsor, and I'm certainly delighted to share this moment with all of you today. And I can't wait to unveil the statue. So let's get going. Mike and Lisa, come on back up.
Wow. I never knew a podium could do that. This is great for somebody as short as I am. Thank you, Mayor Dilkens. Up next, we are going to hear from Patty France, president of St. Clair College. As you heard, the funding partner for this new work of art. So if you could help me welcome Patty, come on up. Okay.
Thank you, Lisa, and I think I'm more your size than the mayor's, so thank you. On behalf of St. Clair and the college's family of students and staff, it is a pleasure to be with you today, and it is an honor for the school to have contributed to this effort to create a lasting tribute to the truly remarkable Rosalie Trombley. We were fortunate also to be able to recognize Rosalie for her pioneering nature and her rare talent spotting ability when she was alive. Over a decade ago, we presented her with an honorary diploma, which also meant that she was able to share stories of her trend-setting career with graduating students as a guest speaker during one of our convocation sessions. We also staged a tribute banquet in her honor, the proceeds of which created a permanent scholarship in her name for our music theater students. As I observed a few weeks ago in the lead-up media conference to today's event, our staff, students, and grads have been fans of Rosalie for decades. Some of our older alumni, in fact, had a very symbiotic relationship with her. They listened to the musicians whose careers she fostered on CKLW, and those musicians, in turn, were so thankful for her support that they played frequent concerts in the city, including at the former Griffin Hollow Outdoor Amphitheater at St. Clair's South Windsor campus. So for the tail end of my parents' generation, and certainly for mine, Rosalie quite literally helped to create the soundtrack of our lives. And given the fact that many of the artists who she originally discovered and promoted are still major stars, she is also influencing the listening habits of the current generation, even though they might not have firsthand knowledge of her groundbreaking role in both the local and North American music scenes. Now, thankfully, that knowledge, that recognition, and remembrance will be fostered by this special celebration and this permanent artistic fixture in our community. And what a well-timed celebration it is, given that Rosalie's birthday occurs tomorrow. Why did St. Clair get involved in all of this? Why did we honor her with a diploma and scholarship several years ago and support the sculpture's creation this year? Because, as I've often reminded people by putting some emphasis on the first section of our official title, we are St. Clair College of Applied Arts and Technology. So, most assuredly, Rosalie's combined passion of music and broadcasting have always had and always will have important places within our institution. To the Trombley family, once again, thank you for sharing your mom with all of us. Because that has allowed her to share her musical insight, her golden ear, with both Southwestern Ontario and all of North America, as we sat by our radios, tuned in to AM 800 to fall in love with the new lyrics and melodies discovered by Rosalie Trombley. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Patty. St. Clair, great community partner, and it's great to be here and have you here for this event today. You know, it's amazing the talent some people have and what they can bring to life. And next up, joining us is the talented artist who brought Rosalie Trombley to life and the sculpture that we're going to see very soon. Please welcome to the podium, Donna Jean Mayne.
It's such an honor to have played a role in this tribute to a woman whose ethics could not be compromised. Am I okay here? As she shattered gender barriers in her profession. But it's the outpouring of love and respect for Rosalie in the letters and conversations I've had that have left me in awe. Legends like Gordon Lightfoot and Dan Hill took time to champion this project. Mr. Cummings is here. I only hope my interpretation of her does her justice. I chose to depict her as if she's listening to a song for the first time, confident that it'll be a hit. The weight of her influence is symbolized by the bend she makes in the monolith Big 8 position next to her. Thank you to her family for providing photos and consultations about everything from her hairstyle to her shoe size. I enjoyed hearing about your incredible encounters with then emerging superstars and felt privileged to learn about her gutsy decision to play recordings delivered in a brown paper package to her desk, songs from Marvin Gaye, Politically Conscious What's Going On album. Thank you to all my unsuspecting friends and family who came for dinner and were then coerced into showing me how their hands and knees looked in this particular pose, for which there were no photo references. Thank you to Clair College for their very generous donation, and to Mayor Dilkens, councillors, the Public Art Advisory Committee in particular, the Dream Team, Michelle Stadegard, Christopher Menard, Selena Larocque, and Trevor Duquette for the hard work to make this happen. Thank you, CKLW, for your giant impact on generations of music lovers. Finally, thank you to my husband, Eric. I don't know where you are. For coming up with the idea of commemorating Rosalie with a bronze tribute. She is the first female figure in our historical narrative to be honored by the City of Windsor in this way. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Well, once again, Mike and I are thrilled to be here. On behalf of AM 800, CKLW, and Bell Media, yes, we are a very different radio station now. We are news talk and a little bit of goofiness. Not music focused, but we have not run away from our history. The Big 8 era of CKLW was such a special time in music history, and so is Rosalie. And so we are pleased to be sponsoring the interpretive panel that will also be unveiled shortly, and the commemorative website. Here it is, mark it down, honoringrosalietrombley.com. honoringrosalietrombley.com. That also will launch after the unveiling this morning, and we are pleased to be sponsoring that, so thank you. And next up, I am pleased to welcome City Councillors Jim Morrison, Gary Kashak, for a special presentation. Gentlemen.
Thank you, everyone. And it's really wonderful to be here today and to be part of this amazing event and the exciting unveiling of the sculptural tribute to Rosalie Trombley. And, you know, I've seen the finished product in clay, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the unveiling in bronze, and I'll be looking at it with these eyes. So I had to fit that in. They know the song. And I am Jim Morrison. I could sing it. Windsor's poet laureate, Peter Rastovic, is unable to be with us today, but he did write a poem for this occasion, and Councillor Kashak and I are proud to be able to share it with you all today. This is Dream Maker in honor of Rosalie Trombley. How did you do it to know what worked? Which song would make it or who would listen? Lyric, melody, intro, bridge, coda, energy, spunk, funk. Was it foot-tapping appeal or a car radio's best blast that steered the transistor transformation of the soundtrack of our lives. You chose wisely, tight and trendy, with lyrics that made us laugh or cry. Was it music magic or a hit sorcery?
Rosalie, we grew up with your top 30 and phoned in our Big 8 favorites. We knew nothing of your alchemy or how you became the girl with the golden hair. You stayed behind the scenes, preserved your integrity, your steadfast devotion to task. You did your job, you raised your family, and forged the profile of women in a demanding industry, a pioneer, incomparable. Now you fashion playlists for angels and others who continue to dance with perpetual gratitude. Our thanks to Peter Rastovic, our Windsor Poet Laureate, for this tribute poem. This piece is included in the museum exhibition that opens up later this afternoon at the Chimchuk Museum. And I was certainly thrilled to bring forward the request for even more, the exhibition and funding for this event, and make sure that our community was honoring Rosalie's legacy and certainly the story of the Big 8 as well here in Windsor. I'm happy to be here today with the mayor and all my fellow councillors, the Trombley family, the artists, and everyone who helped make this possible. Thank you and enjoy the day.
Thank you, gentlemen. My distinct honor now to introduce one of those people who were, of course, closest to Rosalie. And you know, Caesars Windsor's association with this event today, and I think it's so awesome to walk up from the riverfront and see some of the photos on the Caesars Windsor screen behind us. And please welcome Rosalie's son and the Director of Entertainment for Caesars Windsor, Mr. Tim Trombley.
Wow, what a turnout. This is really spectacular. Mom would be so grateful. On behalf of my brother and sister who are sitting here in front of me, the Trombley family would like to thank the City of Windsor, St. Clair College, Bell Media, AM 800, and artist Donna Mayne. Your tribute to Rosalie and honoring her in this way today is really so special. The family could not be more grateful. Mom was part of a team of passionate, dedicated, and extremely talented people that created the sound of the Big 8. I would like to acknowledge and welcome the former staffers and record industry people that have traveled here today from all across North America to be part of today's festivities. Welcome back to Windsor. The Big 8 was a cultural bridge that brought two great countries together. The diverse playlist reflected many genres of pop, R&B, and rock music. The secret sauce brought it all together and made CKLW a powerhouse in the music industry from the late 60s all through the 70s. The Big 8 was within the top 5 most listened to radio stations in North America at that time, with a cumulative audience of over 2 million people per week. Think about that for a second. It's pretty spectacular. Now, we live in a time of big data and where younger generations aspire to be an influencer as a career. Dare I say that Rosalie was the original influencer. Her music selections influenced and created the soundtrack for several generations of music fans during that era. For that, we should all be very grateful. Now, Todd and Diane and I have been asked many times what Rosalie would consider to be her greatest accomplishments. And there are two that I would like to mention. We've always answered with the fact that she loved her job. She was grateful to have the job and the teamwork of the people that she worked with, because it truly was about a team of very talented people. But raising 3 kids as a single mother on her own, she would consider that, to have been her greatest accomplishment. Thank you. In addition, and perhaps as significantly, she inspired and mentored many young women to pursue their dreams in both broadcasting and the record industry. She was always very proud of that. And there are many women here today where Rosalie was kind of the mother hen. She looked out for them, she inspired them, she offered them encouragement to follow their dreams in an industry that at that time was a man's world. So there you go. Now, we have a very special guest here today, a man that I consider to be a close friend, who is a legend, not just in Canadian music history, we're talking worldwide history, as the voice and co-author of These Eyes, American Woman, Undone, and then with your solo career, Burton, with Stand Tall, Your Own Way to Rock. You were one of Rosalie's favorite vocalists. And that's from my heart. That would be from her heart if she were here with us. These Eyes truly touched our mother's heart in ways that are hard to comprehend. She loved you. The Trombley family is so absolutely grateful that you took the time to be here today. It means the world to all of us, and it would mean the world to Rosalie. So without further ado, everybody, please welcome Mr. Burton Cummings.
Well, on behalf of the Trombley family, this is a tremendous turnout. So thanks for all of you for being here. Listen, when it comes to Rosalie, I have no problem saying very easily that she changed my life. There are times when I'm on stage sometimes, these days, or over the last many, many years, in front of 20 or 30,000 people, and it would occur to me overwhelmingly once in a while, if it weren't for Rosalie, I wouldn't be here. We went all over the world with the Guess Who, with the Canadian flag as our backdrop on stage. We played all over Japan and Australia and New Zealand and Hawaii many times, and God knows how many places in Europe. And I kept telling myself, I kept a journal all through this because we didn't have laptops yet. Not everybody had, we didn't even have cell phones yet. I kept journals in real ink in my Schaefer's cartridge pen from school. And I kept journals, and when I look back through them now, we traveled all over the world, and I wouldn't have had that luxury had Rosalie Trombley not launched our first record. There was, for me, there was life before These Eyes, and there has been life since These Eyes. And Rosalie was a huge part of that record happening in the United States. This was the gateway into Detroit, where a lot of people heard the record for the first time. It was a hit in Canada, and then it subsided. And after what Rosalie did, it surfaced again in Canada and into the United States. I would not be here were it not for Rosalie, and I wouldn't have a wall full of beautiful gold records at home if it weren't for Rosalie Trombley. I will never forget her. I will never forget her, and I've been friends with Tim for years, and I've told him this many, many times, but she was huge influence in my life. And I can remember the few times I talked to Rosalie, she really knew the stuff, She really knew the records, and she knew who was a singer in certain groups, and this very, very well informed as far as pop music. But I would not have had the life I have had, and I consider it a life of privilege. I have never taken it for granted, because there are so many millions of musicians, very talented, very gifted. They don't make it. Because of Rosalie, I don't say that about myself. I still hear myself on the radio all the time. And she was there right at the launching point. So for that, I'm eternally grateful, and I always will be, and I will never forget the memory of Rosalie Trombley.
Wow, great words, and thank you for being here today. And we'll ask Mr. Burton Cummings and Mayor Drew Dilkens to come up, as well as Patty France from St. Clair College, now for the unveiling.
All right, here we go. The time has come to unveil the Rosalie Trombley commemorative sculpture and its interpretive panel. And the Trombley family has requested that everyone here be a part of it.